Hi, my name is Benta, I'm the Norse Witch, and this week's video is a haul. But first, as always, Patreon shoutout. Thank you very much to John, Ivy, Phoenix, Here Comes Happiness, Noemi, Jenny, Eli Brackett, Andrew, Tyler, Els, Betty, Misty, Athena, Cameron, Hilda, Amy, Colette, Soren, Tell, Timothy, Coffee, the honorary gossip squirrel, Bjorn, Scylla, Ash, Lucy, and Joss. And now let's hop right into it. So usually I don't really film hauls because, well, usually I don't buy that much stuff. I only buy some books from time to time, but I basically have everything that I need. So everything that I buy is either books or like maybe a few crystals from time to time, but nothing that would make up a proper haul. So I usually don't really film them. But the past couple of months I splurged a little bit, and also it was my birthday, so some of the things that I will show you today are also birthday presents that I got. Quite some stuff has accumulated and I thought I would share it with you. Also, a haul was actually requested recently. I asked on Instagram what types of videos you'd like to see, and a haul was actually requested. So good thing I was planning on filming one either way. Before we start out though, I want to say that this is not sponsored. If I'm mentioning any shops where I got some stuff from, they didn't sponsor me. I bought everything myself apart from the things that I got as birthday presents. We will start with crystals. If you're a person that easily gets tempted to buying crystals and you don't want to be tempted, I will, as always, have chapters so you can skip the crystal section if you want. The first thing that I got was this Mookaite sphere. I really love Mookaite. It's one of my favorite crystals ever, and especially because it has the most amazing grounding properties. And for me, grounding is a very important property that a crystal can have. So yeah, I got this. I got it from Silver Fern Crystals, which is Ella Harrison's shop. And yeah, I hopped onto one of their live sales and I couldn't resist. I bought 3 crystals, one small, one I got as a gift. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. I usually only buy crystals from one actual physical store in my hometown because I know that they make sure that their crystals are ethically and sustainably sourced. But with Silver Fern Crystals, I also know that they make sure that their crystals are ethically and sustainably sourced. So that is another source where I can buy crystals from time to time. So yeah, this Mookaite sphere, amazing. It came with this cute little crystal stand. So it actually goes like this. Very cute, very cute. The next thing I got also on this live sale from Silver Fern Crystals is this amazing pink amethyst tower. It has these small holes, these small druzy holes in it, which is very cute. I only recently figured out that pink amethyst is actually a thing. I found that out because I was looking at crystals that I could sell on my shop and I found pink amethyst, but only geodes. So when I saw that Silver Fern Crystals had towers, I couldn't resist, especially because this one is so special and it has a very soothing energy. I really love that. And it's a tower. I always really love towers because you can just put them up somewhere in your home and they look cute. Another thing, also from Silver Fern Crystals, also a tower, is this amazing blue calcite tower. And it just looks like a beach. Like down here we have the water with the waves, and then here we have the shore with the sand. It's a little bit more like yellow calcite. And up here it's getting a little bit greenish. So it looks like there's grass. It just looks amazing. I feel like when I hold it in my hands, I feel like I'm actually hearing the waves crash on the shore. Also a very soothing energy. I feel like it's so pretty. There aren't that many crystals that I don't own already. So whenever I buy a crystal, it has to be something special. And yeah, something like this, something special. Or the pink amethyst tower or the Mookaite sphere. This is the one that I got as a gift that I mentioned. It's a blue aragonite tower. And it's so cool that I got it as a gift with the pink amethyst tower, because I didn't own blue aragonite before. I own a piece of brown aragonite, but not blue aragonite. And I especially like this side because it just also looks like waves in the sea. Very nice. I can't wait to work with this because, as I said, I have no clue about blue aragonite, so this one will be very interesting to work with. So these were the crystals that I got from Silver Fern Crystals. The other crystals, I have another batch that I bought actually at the store that I mentioned already. I visited my parents at home in my hometown around my birthday, and I finally had the time to go to my favorite crystal shop again. So I went there and I found some amazing stuff. One thing that I found is actually one of my favorite crystals that I own now because it's so unique, and it is this. It is actually half clear quartz and half amethyst, and no, the tip is not just faded because it was in the sunlight. No, it's actually half clear quartz and half amethyst. How amazing is that? I have never seen something like that before, and when I saw it, I instantly knew that I would have to get this. It's amazing. Those are exactly the pieces that I want to get as a collector. I mean, I guess I am a crystal collector. I'm looking for exactly pieces like this that are just unique. I love that. But actually the other crystals that I got at the shop there, not as unique because they're all tumbled, but they are pieces that I haven't owned before and that I was looking for quite some time. For example, this chrysoprase. It has the most amazing green-blue color, very clear. I love this piece. And I didn't own a proper, beautiful piece of chrysoprase before, so I had to get it. And next up, we have something I didn't know existed before I found it, and that is pink moss agate. So cool. It's a type of chalcedony, I think. I always mistake the crystals with the C. So chrysoprase, chalcedony, chrysocolla. I always mistake one for the other, so. But I think it was chalcedony. But yeah, pink moss agate, so cool. I already love normal moss agate. It's so nice and grounding, and this one, it's just amazing. And it has this wonderful, very regular pattern. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Next up, something I had also been looking for quite some time, and that is this rhodochrosite piece. I was looking for an affordable one with a lot of nice banding, like this pattern, these bands on there. Rhodochrosite isn't very cheap, so I always wanted to get a small piece so that I don't have to spend a fortune on it. But I always wanted one that had a very nice pattern, and this one was just perfect. So I was very, very happy to find this. And then the last crystal is also pretty small. It looks more like glass now because it's so clear. It is a very, very, very clear piece of natural citron, so it is not heat-treated amethyst. I'm not a fan of heat-treated amethyst. It's natural citron. It is so clear. It just, yeah, it looks like light yellow glass, but it actually is citron. It's amazing, just amazing. And apparently this summer was a citron summer for me because, funnily, one thing that I got for my birthday from my parents was this citron necklace. How funny is that? I bought myself a piece of citron and I got a very beautiful natural citron necklace too. It's amazing. And it's set in real silver, which is great because I can't stand jewelry that turns my skin green. So I always just buy real silver. And now I'm wearing it all the time. Isn't it pretty? It's so pretty, but it always gets tangled on my Mjolnir. So pretty and also so clear. I love it. Another piece of jewelry that I got was one that I bought myself, and I kind of treated it as a birthday present for myself because it is this. It's this gorgeous, gorgeous solid silver neck ring. And I have wanted a Viking Age inspired neck ring for ages. I got this from Wildling Jewelry on Instagram. Check her out because her jewelry is just gorgeous. If you love handmade from a small business, mostly silver and brass, jewelry with wonderful crystals, a lot of, for example, rainbow moonstone and labradorite. She makes custom jewelry, and this one was a piece that she made custom for me. I sent her some actual archaeological finds from the Viking Age because, as I said, I wanted a piece that was actually inspired by an actual archaeological find. And she made this one, and it's perfect. It's just perfect. And it works so well with my Mjolnir, and it's so pretty. I'm so happy with it. So happy. I kind of splurged on that because yes, it's solid silver, so it's not cheap, but it was worth every single cent. I'm so happy with it. And I also got another piece of jewelry, which you have already seen if you have watched my updated morning and nighttime routine. If you haven't, I will put it up in an info card and in the video description. And that is this rune ring. It has the whole Elder Futhark on it, and I have looked for one of these rings for ages. I was actually very close to buying one off Etsy already, but you never know if it's actually handmade on Etsy or if it's just cheap. But this one I found when I went to a Viking museum with my best friend, and they had this little booth there where you could buy handmade jewelry, you could buy handmade knives and hides, and they had a lot of stuff. And yeah, one of the things that I had was this very nice, also solid real silver rune ring. So of course, I had to get it. I was so happy to find this there. Something that I didn't necessarily need and I wasn't looking for, but when I saw it, I had to get it. And that is this pendulum. It's looking like glass right now. It's looking very fake, but it isn't. It's not glass, it's not plastic. It's actually aqua aura quartz, which is, if you don't know what aura quartz is, there are a lot of different types. It's actually clear quartz that was treated or like coated with precious metals. So a lot of it is coated with titanium, but also there are ones that are coated with gold or silver or whatever. And that produces these very nice rainbowy colors on the quartz. And this one is aqua aura, and aqua aura is my favorite type of aura. And I had never seen a pendulum with an aura quartz before. Like clear quartz, of course, a million times, but no aura quartz pendulums. And when I saw it, this was also one of those unique pieces that you just have to get when you see them. And pendulums aren't expensive, so I was like, fuck it, I will get it, it's amazing. Of course I didn't need it, I already own 3 pendulums, but I just saw it, I had to get it, it's so unique, I love it. And when I saw it, the first thing that I thought was, Freya would love that. I bet. It's just amazing. Would you have been able to resist it, or would you have bought it? Tell me in the comments, please. Make me feel better about this purchase, because there are some things that I always splurge on, which books, for example, and crystals. Those are just like books. I don't want to keep myself from gaining knowledge. That is why I will never stop myself from buying books. And crystals, that's basically the only thing that I collect. So those two are things I never really feel guilty about buying. But a 4th pendulum, do you really need 4 pendulums? No, but still got it. I love it. Next up, we have another birthday present. That was a present from my best friend. And that is this cute little cauldron. It's a cast iron cauldron. It's really heavy. And it has a pentacle on it. It's so cute. If you have watched my recent vlog that went up last week, you have already seen it because it has the perfect size for burning incense on charcoal in it. That is why in the vlog I used it to cleanse myself and my apartment. It's perfect. It's so cute. And beforehand I didn't even own a cast iron cauldron. I had a copper one and a brass one, but not cast iron. And now I have one and it's so cute. I will use it for incense all the time because it's just the perfect size. And then next up, we get into the book section because I got quite some books. I always buy books. Tell me in the comments, should I make book hauls more frequently? Because I always buy books. So I could probably make a book haul every 3 months or so. The first book that I got was Ancestral Journeys, The Peopling of Europe from the First Ventures to the Vikings by Jean Marco, I guess that is the name. I will probably mispronounce every single name. I got inspired to buy this book from reading The Beginner's Guide to Asatru by Diana L. Paxson. She mentioned this book, and it's actually a historical book about the migration period in Europe. And the migration period in Europe is one of the most interesting topics historically for me personally. So I had to get this. I was so happy to find this in the bibliography, so I instantly bought it and I'm excited to dive into it, but I haven't read it yet. The next thing I am reading at the moment, that is Honoring Your Ancestors, A Guide to Ancestral Veneration by Mallory Vaudoise. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but here it is. I'm reading that at the moment, but I haven't gotten past the introduction part yet. But so far it seems very good. Perfect for fall time. Now that Samhain is slowly approaching, I always feel closer to my ancestors and I always want to dive deeper into ancestor work during fall. So these two books, amazing, perfect. This book was also suggested to me by someone and I don't remember by whom, but I will keep you updated if it's good. This far it seemed good. The next book I have already finished reading, and that is Protection and Reversal Magic, A Witch's Defense Manual by Jason Miller. It's a book that a lot of people recommend because it's basically all around protection, reversal magic, banishings, exorcism, everything that has to do with protection and self-defense and reversals and stuff like that. When I first started reading this book, I was very confused because there's so much info on practices in these fields from various different traditions, and it is, like, from what I could judge, it's very hoodoo heavy. And I was always taught that hoodoo is closed, or at least like semi-closed. So reading all of these hoodoo practices in this book was like, huh? What? But actually, Jason Miller has a post on his blog about cultural appropriation and the way he approaches it, and like explains in which traditions he has been properly trained and stuff like that. So I will just hope that everything in this book is stuff that he was like allowed to share. But yeah, apart from that confusion, this book is really good. Next up, another book, and it's Icelandic Plant Magic, Folk Herbalism of the North by Albert Bjorn. You will know him already if you're interested in Icelandic folk magic, because he is on Instagram as Sussex Peller. If you don't follow him yet, follow him, because his content is always very, very interesting. A lot of knowledge in there. And yeah, I am very excited to dig into this. There's so much info on plants in this book. So you know already that I am excited for this. Can't wait to dig into this. I can't wait to dig into all of these books because, books, knowledge, learning, it's amazing. Next up, we have Queens of the Wild, Pagan Goddesses in Christian Europe, an Investigation by Ronald Hutton. This one was suggested to me by Ella Harrison. It's apparently more historical because Ronald Hutton is a historian, and it's apparently a lot about misconceptions that us pagans have about the goddesses from Europe. I'm very, very excited about digging into this too, because I had never heard of Ronald Hutton before, and Ella said that he's apparently a very good author and she enjoyed a lot of his books. Let me read this text here. A history of the goddess-like figures who evade both Christian and pagan traditions from the medieval period to the present day. In this eye-opening account, celebrated scholar Ronald Hutton explores the history of deity-like figures in Christian Europe. Drawing on anthropology, archaeology, literature, and history, Hutton shows how hags, witches, the fairy queen, and the green man all came to be and how they changed over the centuries. Hutton looks closely at four main figures: Mother Earth, the Fairy Queen, the Mistress of the Night, and the Old Woman of Gaelic tradition. He challenges decades of debate around what have long been thought to be pre-Christian goddesses. While making the compelling case that these goddesses found in the European imagination did not descend from the pre-Christian ancient world, Hutton also shows that they have nothing Christian about them. Queens of the Wild explores the origins of the narrative of pagan survival and how it persists to this day. Sounds amazing, right? Very, very excited about this. But I guess I am most excited about the last thing, or the last two things actually. They were birthday presents. And I am so incredibly happy that my mom found them because she actually thrifted them. And they are actual workbooks for learning Old Norse. What? One of them is in German, one of them is in English, doesn't matter. But this is such an incredible find. Like, they're actually like proper workbooks, like a school book basically, where you also write in it and stuff. And I am so stoked about these. Some of you may know that I also learned Icelandic for 1.5 years, and my plan was always to first learn Icelandic, like modern Icelandic, and then when I am pretty good with Icelandic, I would dig into Old Norse, because I guessed that it would be much easier to start with Icelandic and then start with Old Norse, because they're not that drastically different. But I stopped learning Icelandic during COVID because I didn't have the time anymore really, and it was, yeah, it kind of sucked not doing it in person anymore, but over Teams, was it Teams? Zoom, over Zoom. So I stopped, but I'm very excited to dive into Old Norse. And yeah, I haven't started yet because I kind of don't want to start when I don't really have that much time for it. I want to start when I know that I can dedicate a lot of time into it, maybe even start during a week of vacation or something, so that I don't like start, do it for 2 weeks, then figure out I don't have the time to properly learn it and then stop again. That would be frustrating. So yeah, and that was actually also everything that I got over the last 2 or 3 months. I don't know if that's much or not. Usually I buy less, so it seems a lot to me, but also there are a lot of birthday presents in here, so probably not that much that I bought. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe and give a thumbs up. And of course, check out my Instagram and my TikTok and my online shop that will reopen next week. And maybe even consider becoming my patron. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!